Hi, I'm Will. This is Cardboard Matt. We're going to be playing and reviewing the Guild of Merchant Explorers. This is designed by Matthew Dunstan and Gilbert and published by AEG Games. There is a solo mode, but it also plays to 4, and it is what you would call a flip and something game in verb. So we're not writing on the board, and this time we are placing cubes and other things on your board. There is 4 different maps to choose from. I'm going to be playing the Aegon map. I will be explaining how to play the game, and I will also teach the solo mode. Then I will play through the entire game, and I will give my review at the end. Feel free to check out the timestamps below if you want to jump ahead, and let's head down and begin. Alright, so here I have the game set up for the Aegon map. I have selected 3 random objective cards, and this would be the same setup for any multiplayer account, although you will need these little counter tokens for the solo mode, and I'll get back to that in a minute. So what you'll do is you'll be playing through 4 different rounds. Each round you will flip through each card in this shuffle deck. This deck contains 1 card that represents each of the top row items, as well as the card that matches the round number. So the round 1, or the ability 1 card is on 1, and then 2 and 3, and then the dealer's choice, I guess you can call it, is on the other set here. And you are going to shuffle that, you are going to flip over a card, and everybody will perform the action of that location on their board by placing cubes. So let's see how this works. So here I have flipped over a mountain space. We also have desert, forest. We have, and these may be placed anywhere adjacent to either your starting city at the center of the map, or next to any existing red or pieces that match your player color on the board. Then we have the 2 of your choice, but they must be next to each other. Or we have the 3 water locations, but they also must be in a straight line. And then we have the other cards, and we'll come back to that. So first, let's take a quick look down at the board. So as you can see, everybody has a central starting location, and you can place cubes off from there. If you place a cube over a coin, you will collect that coin from the collections here. There are 1s, 5s, 10s, and 50s. If you place it over eventually you'll branch out and you'll be placing it over outposts. Outposts are the little circles with the numbers in them. And then there are ruins. Ruins are the kind of outlined hexagons, usually with a crashed ship or a building, a dilapidated building of some sort. If you place over a ruin, you will be taking one of these treasure chest tokens to show that you have already claimed that ruin, so you can only claim it once, and place it on that spot as well as your cube, and then you'll be drawing a random treasure card. And these treasure cards have a variety of different things. We have some endgame scoring, where the more cards you collect, the more points you will get at the end of the game. We have things that will score for different locations that you may have throughout the game, or there may be one-time bonuses like coins, etc. So also there are exploration towers, which are these purple towers in the corners of the map, and you may place a cube on those, or rather you may place a tower on those, which are one of these little wooden towers, based on whatever type of landscape you wish. But of course, you have to get there first. You have to lead your cubes there before you can place on it. And once it's placed, you place a tower, and you'll score coins based on how many you have previously placed. So your first tower in this map would be 6, and your third one will be 10, for example. And those will stay there. All right, so next we have building cities. So you'll see that each landscape type is in groupings. Usually 4 or 5 groupings, sometimes more, sometimes less. Once you have placed cubes on all of the landscapes, of that matching type in a group, say for example the 4 desert sections here, you can then replace one of those with a city. But you can only place a city on a spot that does not have a coin. And the reason why you want to do these is because at the end of the round, you will be removing all cubes from the board and leaving only cities and towers. And of course, outpost tokens, which I'll cover in a minute. So it's good to get those cities out. Plus, when you build the cities, you get coins based on the era or the round in which you have placed those cities. Next, we will look at outposts. So outposts are those circular locations with numbers in them. Once you have 2 outposts that have cubes on them, and they are connected to each other via cubes in some form or another, you will then score those. And what you'll do is you will take the 2 numbers and multiply them and get that many coins. And then you will place a outpost token over one of those locations, meaning you will not be able to trade to that outpost again. So you will have to potentially branch out to newer ones, and you can see there are various values across the board, so making larger, longer chains is probably more lucrative. Alright, next we have the era cards. So whenever an era card gets flipped over, for example, the 1 era card, each player is going to draw 2 cards from the kind of special ability deck, and you will keep one of those and place it next to your board in the slot that matches the corresponding era. And then you will take that action. So there is a whole bunch of these. If you have any questions, they're pretty well explained in the rulebook, but generally they act very similar to existing ones, and there is clear verbiage that explains how they work. And anytime that era card will flip up in the future rounds, you will then look at the card you have selected for that era, and you will do that ability. With the exception being on the final rounds card, which shows 1, 2, or 3, it will give you a choice of which one to activate at that time. So you will get more and more powerful things. Each player will have very different, unique cards, which adds some interesting asymmetry into the game. Each map also has some very special things to them, and you can look those up in the back of the book. And you'll have to watch out for things like crystal tokens, or different landscapes, impassable landscapes on the map, or some sorts, things like that. Lastly, we have the various goal cards. There is, I believe, 5 to choose from. You randomly select 3 each game, and they give you 3 different goals that you may pursue throughout the game. The first player to achieve one of those goals will place a cube showing that they get the 10-point value, which because they are the first ones to achieve it. Any other player after that may achieve, only one time during the game, the other lower value of 5. So it's a first come, first serve point. You play through 4 rounds, add up your points, do any in-game scoring based on cards you have received, and then whoever has the highest score at the end of the game is the winner. Now for solo mode, solo is very much a beat your own high score mode. They recommend different point values, which I believe is 150 for high score for the hard mode. But there is a bit of a timer that will push you on the goals so that you can't wait for them too long. And it is the stack of tokens. They're ordered 2, 3, 3, and then the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Each time you flip the card that matches that token, you will place it over the era scoring location in order, kind of going reading order in this case. So you cover the 10 and the 5, then a 10 to 5, and so on, meaning that those scoring objectives can no longer be given points for, but you must still score All three of these, whether you get points from them or not, you must still achieve each of them in order to count as winning the game. And of course, then based on whatever your final high score is. So that is it for the solo mode. Now we shall begin. Alright, so before we begin the solo playthrough, let's take a quick look at the different objectives. I need to complete a trade route value of 12. That's going to be difficult because the only 4s are all the way across the map. So that will be a bit challenging. Then I need to discover a village adjacent to the Discovery Tower. It should be possible everywhere except for the bottom corner is only water. And then place a trading post on grassland, desert, and mountain spaces. So I've taken the liberty of taking 3 tokens that represent each of those, so I can keep track of where I'm at. So I might want to try to branch out to some of those towers and then deal with the water one last. We'll see what my special ability becomes. So first we have the double desert. So let's place up here and take a coin. Then we have, error 1 already, okay. So I'm going to draw 2 cards. And let's see here. We have explore any number of connected grassland, desert, and mountain spaces in a straight line. Okay, that doesn't count water. Or explore up to 4 spaces within a single region. So region is not island, but that would allow me to make cities pretty quickly. So we're gonna take that one. Explore places within a single region. So that needs to be done right away. So maybe we should get the mountain. Spot out a forests. Let's do the forest one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so I covered over 2 coins and then a city. So that's 3 coins. 1, 2, 3. And next we have a mountain spot. Okay, I'll just throw it in there. And then we have double forests. Already covered over most of the forest. So something to get some water to branch out a little bit. So we'll go in there and get a coin. And then 3 water. Where can I best branch out to? I haven't played the 2 of my choice yet. But the 3 water has to be in a line. So I don't think I'm going to be able to trade anything today. I might be able to get a couple treasures if I go 3 that way. Do 3, I can get outposts, no. 1, 2, no. 1, 2, 3. No, I'm not going to be able to get an outpost this round. That's unfortunate. Because I don't think there's a way to get it with my 2 of a kind. So let's just go ahead. Maybe try to branch out. No, I can't branch out either because I'm not going to be able to establish any kind of colony or city with just one thing. So okay, well, let's go 1, 2, 3. Place a treasure token there, and I got a card for the tower, score an additional point at the end of the game. And then the last card is the 2 of my choice. And yeah, unfortunately, I can't quite make it to 2 cities. So maybe instead I will fill in the desert here and then build another city in my little desert close to home. So there's another point. Okay, well, that's the end of the round. So I'm going to remove all the cubes. Carefully leave just the cities and tokens. And we are going to shuffle all the cards. but also add in the Era 2 card. So as soon as I flip over to 2, I'm going to lose the ability to make a trade route of at least 12. So let's see how that goes. Alright, so first is a double desert. Okay, can't really go far here. I'll just get a coin. I really need to branch out a bit. Okay, 2 of my choice. Maybe we should, since it could be anything, maybe I should go down here and get the coins. I'm really feeling like I need to get somewhere with this, or this is going to be bad. So, complete trade routes. 1, 2, no, I maybe go across to the other side. Or, you know, I'm just going to go get the 3 coins. So I'm going to put 2 back and take a 5. And maybe my 4 in a region will finish off that mountain region for me. So arrow 1, great. Okay, so that's 4 coins. And I'm going to put the town over here. So 4 coins plus his air 2, so 6 coins. I'm going to put back 4 and take a 10. Okay, next we have 2 grass. Not really any ideal locations here, so I'll just take a coin. And 3 water. I could just get that tower. I haven't gotten the 2 of choice. The mountain, yeah, you know what, let's get the treasure first and then the tower. So 1, 2, 3. And that gives me that treasure location for, oh, an immediate cube anywhere. Ooh, should we take the other treasure? Anywhere, of course, following standard rules. Let's take the other treasure. Why not? And this is 2 coins. Okay. I'll get some points early. And then, yes. Then we're going to do a mountain, and we're going to place it on that tower location. So that's going to be 6 coins. I'm going to return 4 and take a 10. And lastly, unfortunately, I was not able to do my trade route, but we're getting the Air 2 card. We're going to cover over the first reward. And draw 2 and choose what my Air 2 power is going to be. I really need to get out more. So we have Explore 1 sea space, then explore up to 3 spaces connected to this sea space in a straight line. That could be really good. Or explore up to 4 sea spaces, then explore up to 2 coin spaces adjacent to these spaces. Oh, that would really help me. So I could really like kind of move through the landscape or get like all the way across the water somewhere. Either way, I think I'm going to take the explore up to 4. Will that get me anything? But it has to be specifically coin spaces. So I'm not going to be able to establish any villages or anything just yet. But I can probably get some coins. What's the best value? Sea spaces. Ruins are sea spaces. Sure, yeah, ruins are sea spaces. So at least some of them are. Not all of them. So let's go. Ruin. Ruin. And then 2 coins. Not quite giving me the foothold I was hoping for, but I do get 2 cards, so that could be something useful. First one, towers worth coins some more. I really need to get my towers out. And another free cube. Yeah, if I had known that, I would have planned things a little bit differently. So I could have maybe made some sales. I'm not able to finish any landscape so I can make a city. Not quite far enough to get that tower, unfortunately. So I think the best I can do is just get a coin. That is unfortunate. Okay, well, let's move on to the next round. So this round we are going to do the 1 and the 2 and the 3. Then we also have to remove all the cubes. It is a little bit finicky. You gotta watch out you don't knock anything else. But as long as you're kind of careful, it's manageable. All right, what do we got first? We have water. We're branching out from the existing thing that I have. Let's go to 1, 2, 3. Or I could go up this way. Might I be able to do the 4 and the 1 at once? I really need to get that trade route too. So let's go this way instead. 1, 2, 3, and hopefully that will be good for me. All right. Ooh, Arrow 3 card. That's not good. So that is blocked off. But at least I get my power. So yeah, maybe something is really useful. So we have explore up to 1 sea and 3 mountain spaces in any order. Okay. Or explore a continuous path of up to 5 grassland or sea spaces. Yes, please. That's what I need right now. That will allow me to dive in here and get to that stuff. So we're going to go 1, 2. Maybe it's not as far as I hoped it would. Oh, 5. 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for coin. So I still need to connect those. All right, then we have mountains. Okay, so for 2 coins. Arrow 1 for a region. That's perfect. We're going to cover over all 4 of these. That's going to give me 2 points. And then we are going to be scoring. And let's score the 3. Oops, the forest. And this is my 12 pointer. Oops. Where did treasure chest come from? Here. That's going to be my 12 pointer. So that's very important to get there. And that is a fair amount of what I need. So 2, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 10, and then throw back 8 and take another 10. So 12 points. I do complete this, but I don't get any bonuses because I was too slow. All right, 2 of my choice. Oh yeah, and I accomplished the city there too. Yeah, let's go over here. Almost forgot. And this is Arrow 3, so I get 3 coins. Okay, where were we? 2 of my choice. I would really like to get to that tower. 2 sea spaces of coins. let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2. I might be able to do it. So coin and 2 more coins. That's 3 coins. Okay, next we have double forests. Okay. And then we have error 2, which is 4 C spaces, and then 2 coin spaces adjacent to C spaces. So we are going to go adjacent to these C spaces. Okay. So we're going to go, actually, let's finish this first. Okay, so we're going to place over here. So that's 1. And then a coin space. Okay. That gives me a city. And this is error 3, so that's 3 points. Let's throw back a couple and take 5. So that's 1 and 1. And now I believe we can take the, since the tower counts as any type of landscape, I'm going to use that as a C space. So my second tower is going to be worth 8 points. I'll throw back 2 and take a 10. So that's 3. Or rather 2 and 1. And now I can branch out a little more. So I have 2 more water and 1 more coin space. Oh yeah, and that gives me discovery a village adjacent to a discovery tower. So that's why I did that. So that's a 10. And I would really like to get maybe another trading post this round so I can get that 4 covered over and then maybe score something else. But my chain is getting a little stretched. And all I have left is 2 desert. 2, oh, you know what? I do have 2 more water spaces. Let's go 1, 2. And then 1 last coin space, which is going to be the 2 deserts over there. But first I'm going to take the 3-pointer. So let's throw back 7 and take a 10. Okay, so that card is done. And then next we're going to get the 2 desert, which I'm going to put on a trading post in the coin spot here. So the coin, take the desert trading post, and now all I have left to do is the forest. And this was another 3 with my 4. You know, maybe it's time I cover over the 4 one first. Cover over the desert, the mountains first. So that's another 12 points for me. All right. Okay, so I'm doing pretty good now. I've got 2 of the objectives. I've almost completed the other one. I just have a desert location to get to next. But I'm out of actions for this round. And so that is the end of the round. That was a very productive round. But we are moving into the 4th round. All right, shuffle, shuffle. Remove all the cubes carefully. And I can't stress the fact that you got to do this carefully or you can really mix things up a bit. Okay, and last and final round, I still have to get my my desert trading spot. We're going to start off with 2 forests. So I do still want to build some more towers over this way. But where can we go in that sense? I guess there's a desert over here. Maybe those 2. Yeah, that could work. So we're going to do coin and coin. We'll do 2 coins. And desert. Okay. Coin and desert. And error 2. Arrow 2 is 4 waters and 2 coin spots. So we want to get up this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 2 coin spaces. So I'm just going to do the 1 coin space because I really want to get over there. Is that the best way to do it? Probably. They're kind of low valued spots. I'm going to be getting too much choice. I already got the... Yeah, they need to connect. They do need to connect. So let's back that up a bit here. Because I gotta get over there somehow. Forest, and maybe connect these two. That's probably even easier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 2 coins and 1 coin. Okay, so I just need 2 more coins. I'm gonna throw back 8 and take another 10. Okay, arrow 1 is for the same land type. So probably the desert one. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. What do I have next? Forest is going to be easier. So let's do... Oh, but I want to get to the mountains. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's a coin. Maybe I should go over that way and take that one instead, just so I can get a little bit further out in case I get one of my water cards. Alright, now 2 of my choice. So we have to branch over to the desert now, so we can do the final outpost for the desert. So that is 3 times 2, 6 points. Not as good as the other ones, but still not too bad. And that gives me the final objective of 10 points. Alright, next we have 3 waters in a row. Can I get to... I can take the treasure up here. That's probably the best I can do. Just go boom, boom, boom. Take the treasure spots. And let's see what I get. 2 coins. Straight up. I'll throw 8 back. And take a 10. Lots of 10s. Alright, next arrow 3 card. Okay, so that one is covering over. Arrow 3 card is 5 continuous path. Oh, did I mess up the continuous last time? I might have messed up the continuous path last time. Yeah, sorry if I did that. That's probably screws things up a bit. Okay, so continuous path. So we'll go 1. In that case, I probably would have done that instead. So I'll take throw back a coin, and I'll go 1, take a coin there, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. Not quite enough to get the water. Yeah, I think I think I probably claimed the tower using the water. Oh no, where was this one? Was it the 4? I think it was the 4. No, I'm confused. Let's just continue. Here we have mountain. Good, good, good. Let's get a coin for that. Oh, hold on. I'm going to be able to get 4 in a region. In a single region. Can I do it? I think I can. So it's coin. I think I got the coin. And the last card is the choice. Foreign region. Does a tower count as a region? That's a good question. I don't think it does. I think I might be able to look there. So let's do the 4 mountain spots right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1 coin and 3 coins. So it's 4 coins. And since I covered over another outpost, that is, so we've connected the 2 and the 4. So that's 8 coins here. I'll take a 10 and put 2 back. Didn't quite get to the tower, but or the other treasure location, but that's fine. When I flip that card up, those go out. And that is the end of the game. Yes, I'm sorry about the tower. I cannot remember whether it was any 4 spaces or if I did the other one. So I apologize. I'll probably have to watch back and see. So in-game scoring, I have $2 per tower. So that's $4. I'll throw them back to 5. And then we're going to do some final scoring. So 10, 20, 30, 100, 120, 131. So that is about it beats the normal score, which I believe is 120. And completes all my objectives. If I was a little bit earlier, I could have got an extra 10 points from that. And that ends the game. So let's head back up and give my review. Alright, so that was my playthrough of Guild of Merchant Explorers. So first, the name. The name is like a bunch of SEO jargon crammed together. It is like you could have generated this name with a chat GPT bot and just tell it to make a board game name and it would just come up with it. So it's a little bit lame, but it works. Sure, you might as well. The theme is kind of there, kind of not. The way you're exploring really doesn't make sense. I don't know if it matters. Setting up trading outposts and stuff is neat. The fact that you can't go back, again, is a little strange, but that's fine. The wizard towers. The theme connection is very loose here. The various era travel methods, I guess, or exploration methods. Doesn't really make sense. Treasures. It's almost a generic fantasy theme, but it's kind of pasted on. That's fine. It's a bit more of a puzzle game. It doesn't really need to have a strong theme, but I appreciate that there's a little bit of theme here. And certainly in the other maps, when you have like the lava locations where you cannot traverse, those make sense too. Then we go into components and artwork. So the artwork, while not a lot of people are a fan of this art, I do find that it is pretty enough. There is some nicely drawn landscapes. It is competent and it looks good. It is well done. It's a little beige, but everything is quite clear. If things were really colorful, it might take away from being the visibility maybe a little bit, but I'm okay with the artwork. I think it's all right. All the components are a little bit tiny though, so I did have a chance to talk with the I guess you could say the production manager or designer who worked on some of the graphic design of this, and I guess they were intending on having these maps be quite a bit bigger. But I guess maybe there were budget cuts and things ended up quite a bit smaller. So it is a little bit fiddly. You do have to be careful moving your cubes around. Like I did mention that in my playthrough. Yeah, but as long as you're methodical and careful and remove the cubes, maybe pull some away, it is doable. When there's at the end of the map and there's the era and there's a ton of cubes and little bits and pieces. It does get a little bit fiddly. Don't bump the table. Don't shift the boards too much because they are pretty thin boards. But it does work. Everything does fit in its spot. The game does look nice. It is nice to feel. The cards are not super nice, but they're sturdy enough, and they're I think they'll hold up to repeat plays quite well because of how sturdy they are. Now I will say the coins are probably one of the most annoying things. And I could probably say this is the same for any board game that has secret money, or like, for example, Five Tribes is guilty of this, where although Five Tribes is a betting game, so it makes sense to hide your money, but since this game has no real direct confrontation, hiding your money makes no sense whatsoever. And the fact that the coins are not double-sided, so the number is only printed on one side, means that if you were putting all of your coins into a single bag or container, you were going to be spending time fishing for the coins you need at a time. So I end up taking 4 little container boxes and just separating the types. It's a small quick fix, but that wouldn't necessarily be needed if the coins were double-sided. So they're a little small and fiddly to track of, but the point values get high enough in the game that you do need a lot of these, especially at 4 players. There's just a ton of little tiny pieces in the box, but it all still fits in the box with room for expansion. All right, so now on to just the mechanics and the gameplay. I really enjoy this game. It is very much a solitaire kind of game. Even with playing with other players, you're only directly racing for the various objective cards. But other than that, there is really nothing that you're doing that could affect another player. So that's fine, but it also means it works great as a solo game, because you can easily take it up. Setup is very quick. Gameplay is very quick too, as you just saw in the video. And I was taking my time and talking out the options and whatnot. And but there's a fair amount of replayability in here. How you chase the map is and explore the map is going to be different each time. Not only because the order of the card draw that comes out and where you have to kind of branch out to, but the real highlight is in these investigate cards, in the deck of specialized movement cards that players are going to be drawing from. There are some flavors that kind of repeat a little bit, but for the most part, they're very different. And there's enough of them that, you're going to be looking around a table and seeing all these amazing powers, and everyone's going to end up going off and doing different things on their maps that you may not even be capable of doing because your cards are different. And not to say that you were any weaker. I think that all the cards have great use, and I feel like they're pretty balanced. It's kind of hard to say because of how different they are. I will say you probably want a variety of cards. You don't want too many cards that do the same type of thing, or explore the same type of landscape, just so you can kind of branch out a little more. But there's certainly lots of love in there. The treasure chests deck is okay. There's some small amounts of small rewards, a little bit of in-game scoring. It's very minor. You're not going to get a lot of points for it. Like, I had 2 cards and 4 points, and then 4 more cards just with like a little bit of extra stuff, immediate stuff. So that's fine. So can I come down to it? Will I recommend the game? Yes, I think there is lots to explore here between the 4 different maps that you can play through. Each, even though they don't look too wildly different, the way the landscape is laid out does make for very different gameplay, as well as the objectives can be quite different depending on the different map types as well. And then the specialty cards, it really makes for, a game that I think is going to last for a long time. And it's just so quick, and it's very fulfilling. It gives you that roll and write kind of feel where you're doing lots of stuff, but with that neat mechanic of removing everything in between rounds. except for the cities. So I really like that. I think it works great. You can get a little bit hosed by the card draw order, but generally you're probably going to have fun regardless. So I do quite recommend this. I really hope that they come out with some more expansion maps. So I think it would be very easy to do, just with some cards and maps is really all they need, and I'm there. It'll all fit in the same box. So thanks for checking out my review. Please like and subscribe, and let me know what your favorite exploration game is. I love games with an exploration mechanic where you are seeing new things and branching out and discovering stuff. So give me some recommendations. And I'm Will, and this is Cardboard Matt.